Day trading recap for Monday, the 23rd of May, 2022. To Christ be the glory. Again, a lot of the same old story that it's been the past few weeks here of just continuing on with this automated algorithmic futures trading strategy of going on this backtested little data that I've been collecting on Excel spreadsheets and just going off of recent, a little bit more, less recent, and a little bit kind of longer time frame perspective on what the index of the SPY has been showing through the modalities of ES and MES and being able to trade off of that just based on, hey, market's kind of been hinting that it does this pretty consistently or in a profitable manner. Hey, let's continue to go after it in the time frame that we allot, not so much as a stop loss parameter set point, but of, hey, if we set a profit target at this point, is it a profitable strategy? And just going along with lots of different, very simple parameters like that. And I feel continually that I'm finding a lot of just enjoyment and a little bit of my niche and groove in that as of right now, especially with these summer trading months of not trying to force anything hard on the equity side. Some little equity trades that I did actually have today that I might get to in here a little bit. But just enjoying finding this little niche of not having to be in front of the screen every single second of every single day and then trying to just bang my heads against the wall, learning from these charts that really I don't want to be even learning from these charts or just kind of even being a part of. There's always money to be made, of course, but yeah, in that same light of it doesn't have to be every single day that I have to think that I have to make money or be trading these stocks, that I just kind of fell into that lie a while ago of just earlier on in my career of just like, okay, well, I don't know what I don't know, so I have to show up and just try to pretend that there is something there at least every single day versus then just like forcing it to show me something or, hey, are you going to show me something or is nothing really here? Taking that kind of approach to it. But of course, getting back on topic, dollar volume for the day quick here. For its introduction, still NASDAQ, $226 billion volume as of we are closed. For after hours here, NYSE, $300 billion volume, OTC markets, $1.8 billion volume on the day. SPY overall, 1.8% day in the green. Futures having a nice little bouncy day, and the overall market too, after that hard little bear market flush we had yesterday, trading day, Friday. Did not hit the downside profit target. That was the big accumulation for the red P&L on the day for that larger downside profit target I had for the session-wide future strategy. But, of course, the upside small little profit target seeker worked well, and the 930 strategy worked out well within that second-minute candle there. Today was also the first day I went after the 345 to 4 o'clock strategy of finding some little opportunities there in that huge volume that always comes. The biggest portion of the volume on the day always comes at the close there, which usually in the little kind of just accumulation of data that I was getting from that didn't hint to me that it was a huge amount of off-sided opportunity on that to just be kind of throwing in the same basic parameter trade of, hey, look for any specific number of points above the open of that 345-minute candle, 345 15-minute time frame window, or look to points below for that specific. There wasn't really anything showing itself, but actually kind of reviewing the data a little bit more, actually fine-tuning it or making it correct and not having the different variables that way. Some opportunities have slowly presented themselves, and using the time frames to back up that data and just kind of slowly step my way into that. I think that should offer some opportunities. Well, I was alluding to I think the volume more so because even though it's always usually bigger at the close of the day, even looking on this perspective of kind of how these little ranges are usually bigger than that opening price, that opening 15 minutes of volatility at market open there. I think my assumption was it's kind of might be just that the clearing firm of, not the clearing firm, but just the clearing of trades and getting everything going in that last minute of trading, and not so much like establishing new positions versus kind of getting myself out of this position or getting myself into this position in a sense of, hard to explain or describe, but more so of things happening along the same route versus just comparing it to the morning volatility, whereas kind of the Wild West and everywhere is coming in to try and establish something versus something here that's kind of just clearing the playing field, and whereas I can accumulate a little bit more volume. Don't really know what I'm saying. That's kind of an abstract thought, but that's the thought process I had there. Anyway, today was the first day I took a little stab on that one, and it was only one MES contract, which happened within milliseconds to hit my profit target just to the downside. I believe I had it set for today. A little small profit target on that one, which I had it set for like 5 MES contracts. I was willing to take a half ES contract size on that. But for some reason, it did not fill me on that. Just did one. I think it may have been just too quick of a parameter to set the start of that candle that it didn't have enough time to fill 5 orders that way, or 5 contracts MES-wise. So whatever, regardless, still going after it for that time perspective and clearing out the bugs with that strategy, of course, as well. That was all I want to talk about for future strategy. We'll see how we end up turning out tomorrow. We're still not hit either as of right now for where futures are at as of this current time, which is, 5 hours after futures open for tomorrow's trading session. But we'll see where it goes. Continue to go with what the data says and how it will continue to spread out based on the time frames that are set, and adjust my stops and profit target seeking size accordingly to that. But I'll go over just some quick little. I did take a little mental trade. I have not taken an equity trade in a long time. But SIGA, as it was dipping pretty hard here out of the gate, this is a biotech, 40 million floater, I think. It was dunking kind of hard. I thought, mentally I was in this thing on a dip bias saying, hey, could we get any amount of turn here? Kind of just watching level 2 time sales. Hey, could I dust the cobwebs off or just keep myself involved at least a little bit and see if there's any kind of bottom forming here? Could we see a little bit of fake outs, maybe like this candle was we think it's turning here on the first green candle of the market hours of, is this going to be a fake out of all those longs? Also thinking the same thing of thinking a dip buy. I'm not even looking for anything crazy for this thing to go green back on the day, but could it reclaim a little bit back to VWAP? That's a nice little decent move there, P&L wise, but sure enough, it just kind of kept tapping lows. So mentally it stopped me out. I was thinking about doing it again, and mentally it would have stopped me out there again. I didn't take it mentally on that second time, but just not a dip buy opportunity trade on that one. Today just continue to keep dumping. So that's why it was a mental trade. That's why I will if I do get back into that equity trading, it will be a slow process and grind once again, unless these recognized patterns by me just start to portray themselves, display themselves over and over again. I think it's going to be a very slow grind for me to get back into that rhythm. It may even be through paper trading over and over again before I even take any amount of small size in my cash account. And then, of course, a longer, even more extended process for me to take a full, larger position size on any long, even short trades, equity-wise there, at least in the summer months especially as well. CBIO was a decent first-day gapper. Watching this one, I was looking at other stuff, and then sure enough, as we're getting in these, this 936-minute candle here, I can just totally see, I can missed it, but I just totally recognize, call it a little bit of, whatever term you want to throw in it. It's a dip and rip in a sense, but also a little VWAP hold here. I put it like kind of a little double bottom-ish almost, if you want to call it that. Had a little fake out between these levels, but still kind of holding that 90-cent-ish level, 90-cent-ish level. But sure enough, had a nice little move there. I would have been selling a bulk, if not the vast entirety of the trade into this upward move here, into this nice volume for that, 10% of a move there. To be able to accumulate that if I was in this trade, didn't take it, but just recognizing it late after I pulled up the chart once again. And then, of course, watching it have another little leg upward, that's a good sign to see that, okay, if these trades do start to come about again, this could be a good affirmation to leave a little bit of size on for upward moves later. But for the rest of the chart, the rest of the day, setting a stop at that low of day and just kind of walking away, came away with far more opportunities to the upside and still looking pretty nice going into the second day here for the upcoming trade days the rest of this week. So we'll see what lies ahead for this ticker, but good to see at least something is showing a little tiny hint of recognizable patterns or just an immediate opportunity as a morning play on a big percentage, big dollar volume play in CBIO today. So good to see that. But that is all I had. I continue just at the grind of putting in as much as I can, but also getting away as much as I can as possible. Continue to, I use the phrase a lot, expanding myself horizontally, of just going into different fields and testing different fun things and not just gluing myself to these screens, especially as it, I want to say, gets a little bit more boring, but just the things don't become so easily money produced. And so not involving myself with that kind of still keeps my brain or mindset, I want to believe, in that more money producing, more recognizable chart patterns and kind of actionable charts and tickers. Of course, that's just my pie in the sky high belief, but in the same way, I'm always going to be in front of the screens. It's not like I'm just disconnecting myself completely, but having that little bit of a mental break and a little mental ease from just forcing myself on the green and red candles and doing more of the work that way. Just abstract thoughts, just continuing life, continuing in this progress and journey, and thankful for each and every single day. And I sincerely thank you guys for watching. We will catch you guys on the next one.